Ryan Poles continues to address this roster over the last couple of weeks. Last week, he signed Ricky Stromberg and Jake Curran to the offensive line in order to give it some more depth, which this offense showed great improvement against the Green Bay Packers. But he went out and got two more targets for the offense this past week, one for the practice squad and one for the 53-man roster. And there is some new injury news that comes out specifically about DeAndre Swift being down, along with some positive news about Teven Jenkins. I'm here to break down all the latest roster moves for the Chicago Bears that you're not going to want to miss. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Now, before I begin today's show, hit that like button to welcome Collin Johnson and Darryton Evans to the roster, along with commenting "Bear Down" in the comment section below to get the vibes nice and high entering the weekend, because it's hump day and we're halfway there. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay up to date in all Chicago Bears news and notifications, your number one spot for free Bears news. All right, so the first big signing, literally and physically, is that Collin Johnson, a wide receiver that's been on and off the practice squad over the last 2 years, is officially on the Bears' 53-man roster entering the Minnesota Vikings game. The 27-year-old 6'6", 222-pound wide receiver is a former fifth-round pick in 2020 out of Texas, where he was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He appeared in 3 bowl games during his college career at Texas and came to the NFL as a big-bodied wide receiver who could tear it up downfield and get things done and be a great target for his quarterback. During his time at Texas, he had over 2,600 receiving yards in 4 seasons with a 14-yard per catch average and 15 receiving touchdowns, 6 of them coming in his final season at Texas. Very impressive. Dude did not play around when he was in college, and that's what landed him a spot in the NFL. One thing that I do want to call out, though, is that those 6 touchdowns came in 7 games for the Longhorns back in 2019 because of the fact that he was injured for 6 games. He only played in 7 of them. Imagine how good this guy would have been if he would have played that entire season. Probably would have been a first or second round pick, especially with what he was doing. But when he came to the NFL, you know, he's kind of bounced around a little bit. Started his career with the Jaguars, and then he was released by the Jaguars, got picked up by the New York Giants, and then got released by them. Then got picked up by the Chicago Bears last season later in the year, was on the practice squad to begin this season because of a huge preseason that he had, and now he is now on the 53-man roster. In his NFL career during the regular season, he has 388 total receiving yards with a 12.9 yard per catch average and 2 receiving touchdowns. A big red zone target that is also good at slant routes and able to be very versatile and spread out in order to get the field for everybody. He's a big body wide receiver that is another valuable target for Caleb Williams. Not only that, too, he is fast, running a 4.48 40 time for a guy that big, along with having a 38-inch vertical. This guy can jump and cover a lot of space, playing like a tight end, and smaller defensive backs have no chance against him. I'm questioning why the Bears are bringing him up to the 53-man, though. We have a pretty deep wide receiver room of Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Tyler Scott as is. But then again, we did also get rid of Velus Jones. Jaquan Brisker goes on IR. We didn't bring up Adrian Colbert to the 53-man. So there's a lot of things going on here that's a factor. But I like that we're bringing him against the Minnesota Vikings. I think that he's a big target against one of the toughest defenses. He could be a safety route for Caleb Williams. He has to toss it up and get it to somebody. But overall, very solid signing to bring to the 53-man roster, and happy for Collin Johnson. The second big one that I want to hit on today is our good friend Darryton Evans is still on the practice squad. Bears have chose to keep him again. He was potentially getting fluxed out, but the Bears again confirmed that he will be on the practice squad for the foreseeing future. The 26-year-old, 203-pound, 5'10" running back went to Appalachian State when he was a third-round pick in 2020 out of there for the Tennessee Titans. Why did he go so high, and why is this guy so valuable, and why am I excited for him this upcoming weekend? Because he was 2019 Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Year, and his stats absolutely insane. During his 3-year college career, almost 3,000 total rushing yards, back-to-back years of over 1,200 rushing yards in 2018 and 2019, along with an average of a 6 yard per carry average, 25 rushing touchdowns in 3 years, 18 in his final year, which is just absolutely insane. On top of it, too, 23 total touchdowns in his junior year before he went to the NFL, because of the fact that he had 5 receiving touchdowns and almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Guy is an absolute beast, can rip it upfield, solid player to have on your roster. And if DeAndre Swift is down, that is someone that I would love for the Bears to have as running back 2 or even running back 1. Don't want Travis Homer to be running back 1. Rashawn Johnson is a third down back. Throw Darryton in there. He's played for the Bears before. He's actually ripped it up against the Minnesota Vikings. His first NFL career touchdown came against the Vikings at Soldier Field, so he could do it again very easily this upcoming Sunday. But during his NFL career, he's played for the Titans, the Bears, the Colts, the Bills, and now back with the Bears again for his third time. In total, he has 246 rushing yards, a 3.3 yard per carry average, and 1 rushing touchdown. This guy just hasn't been given the opportunity because he ran behind Derrick Henry. They didn't think he was turning it up enough. He also got hurt. Comes to the Bears, also got hurt. Just not enough opportunity for him in the NFL. But I'm excited to see what he brings this upcoming Sunday if the Bears do call him up to the 53-man roster. But I'm excited to see that he's re-signed to the practice squad. When on the field, though, he gets the job done. He can block, he can catch, he can do it all. And call up from the practice squad is very likely, especially this upcoming weekend. And I'm excited for our good friend Darryton and wish him good luck. Now, before I get more into today's show, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Lucy. Lucy, the newest nicotine pouches on the market, also comes in a gum and a breakers opportunity for you guys. Coming in 4, 8, and 12 milligrams in 8 different flavors. This stuff is 100% tobacco-free and strictly nicotine. Great flavor, lasts for a long time, and great bang for your buck. Go to the link in the description now in order to get Lucy today. I highly suggest apple, ice, or mango. Put it in the freezer, by the way. It's a little trick that I learned, but it is absolutely fantastic. Go to the link in the description now. Use code JAYCHI to get 20% off your order. You are not going to want to miss out on it. And finally, a short injury report list, but a pretty significant one that I'm not feeling too comfy about at the moment. According to Chicago Bears PR, they released their Wednesday injury report, and it's a little bit on the lighter side, but at the same time, it's a little too uncomfortable for me. Let's go through it real quick. So only 5 guys named, but 4 of them did not practice, but there is some positivity here. Karan Amagaji still did not practice with a calf injury. Ryan Bates is in concussion protocol, did not practice either. Elijah Hicks with an ankle injury, that's probably why we brought in Adrian Colbert, is also not practicing. DeAndre Swift, though, this one's a little bit scary with a groin injury, and why I talked about Darryton Evans potentially coming up. And then Teven Jenkins with an ankle was limited. So positive direction for Teven Jenkins. You love to see that for the Chicago Bears, especially with how important that he has been. This offensive line looked pretty good last week, but Teven Jenkins coming back would look even better against arguably one of the best defenses in the NFL in the Minnesota Vikings. So something to look out for. But I'm excited to see that the injury report is small, but don't love that DeAndre Swift is on it. Going to keep a quick eye on that for you guys. But guys, as always, bear down, baby. Great episode. Exciting news for the Bears. They're constantly making moves. And guys, I just want to say this again. This season is not over. There is 7 games left in this season. A lot can happen during that time. We almost beat the Green Bay Packers, one of the best teams in the NFL. And I really do, that with how healthy this team has become again, how things are flowing with Thomas Brown, Bears could have a shot this upcoming Sunday against Minnesota, and that changes the entire season. It gets Minnesota closer to us in the standings. Also, the Bears are only 1 game out of 500, and they go to Detroit, which is going to be a challenge, but the Bears have shocked the world before. So make sure you guys keep your hopes up and keep bearing down. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Comment your thoughts in the comment section below, and please subscribe if you haven't already. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in, and bear down, baby.